Siamo a Sneek, nel cuore dell'Olanda, a nord di Amsterdam. Questa era la sede di una banca, ma adesso c'è un grande studio di architettura navale, Vripack, uno studio che ha dato tantissimo al mondo della nautica, esplorando la parola explorer, facendola diventare un modo di andare per mare. Ovviamente non disegnano solo explorer, fanno un po' di tutto e sono molto bravi.
So everything started in 61.
1961, in October, when the company was founded by Dick Boone, a self-taught naval architect from Amsterdam.
And one day he came home and said to his wife, I think I want to be a naval architect, a yacht designer. And then his wife said, spoke the famous words, then you better get started. So he started drawing, he started sketching. His first boat was a 6.5 meter sailboat.
21 foot. Yeah.
And quite soon after that, the famous Dockers Bank series appeared. This is a
drawing from 75 of an 11 meter Dockers Bank we just got from the library upstairs. Over 550 or something of these type of boats been built. Where the most famous ones are boats like Kathleen, Koi Koi, Beerthug, they sail the world. And that's really what the company became known for. Explorers which sail the world and have happy times with the family on board. So fast forward to today, we moved into a brand new studio just recently, because in the way we work, we follow a human-centered, holistic design process. Now, what does that mean?
Actually, it's quite simple how the founder started in 61. He also combined the naval architecture, the foundation of the boat, with the design, and we still do that. We still combine the hull lines, which is related to the performance, which is related to the safety, the comfort, with the design. And that's an holistic approach. And for that, here in the studio, our designers, our exterior and interior designers, collaborate with the naval architects and the technical designers, all in one team, in one project, all very close related to each other.
So that's why we were looking for a studio. Besides it's next to the water, always everything on one floor as well. So the whole lower floor for studio, it's now the complete design team. Naval architects with the interior designers and the exterior designers. And on the top level, it's a whole client experience center with a client room, our boutique where we have all the samples, the marbles, the woods, and connected to that, the VR cave. So the client can experience the yacht in one go as well.
Explorers are still very popular. I think it was Dick, the founder, who started really making a lot of fame in the Explorer range. He built Turmoil in the 90s, and Turmoil was the first yacht which sailed the Northwest Passage, truly proving that if you design and build the yacht properly, even for an aluminum boat, you can do the Northwest Passage. Explorers are still very famous.
Yeah, I mean, arguably today, it's you can compare it a lot with what you see in the car industry. You have the original 4x4, the Toyotas who did the Dakar rallies, you know. And of course now you have the urban version, because people like to adhere to the lifestyle and to the feeling of being able to explore. But exploring happens in many situations, you know. When I go sailing in the weekend, I explore my lake. It's a small place, but with my kids, it's what they love to do. And for them, that's already a big world. So we don't mind so much. There's a big variation in exploring. There's a big variation in the use of the word explorer, people claiming to do a lot of things. 5 of our boats, the most known on record, have passed the Northwest Passage. And we welcome anybody to surpass that record and enjoy the seas as much as our owners do.
There's nothing which can compete with a boat in enjoyment, in lifestyle, in going out there. A boat is just unique. So many variations in exploring, but what all the owners need is a good boat. And what's a good boat? What's a good explorer? The good explorer is not only a boat which looks like an explorer. You can have a modern looking boat, but to have really great explorer capabilities. But exploring is very much, the capability of exploring is very much safety. You have the storage, you have the proper space for the crew. You have the comfort in the sea. It's all these little elements which create a true explorer.
Yeah, I think once at sea you will see the difference between a proper designed explorer or somebody who put the name explorer on the side. You just have to go to sea, it will be fine. I think that element of time and the difference of it and how you prefer to do it, for me is a big luxury for me and I think also for a lot of our clients. What do you think about luxury?
Yeah, a luxury. I think also yachting has the luxury that you have the ability to get your dream realized, which is a huge luxury. You have the idea to travel the world with your family, to go to great places, meet new people, meet new cultures, all with this private little floating villa, this floating house. That's also an incredible luxury. And sure, luxury also means comfort. You wanna travel the world in comfort. You don't wanna you want to be uncomfortable. So it's not only the comfort of space, but it's also the comfort of being in the right environment climate-wise. It's the comfort that you're sitting on the table. It's the luxury sitting on the table and not the wind is blowing your tableware from the table. It's also luxury. So there's a lot of variants and elements of luxury. And as such, as a yacht designer, you have to attach to all these elements, which is a challenge, which is cool. We have many challenges, but one stands out massively. I think one stands out massively.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, on a scale, Project Zero, of course, the world's first fossil fuel-free yacht. That's an imagination by a group of impact investors, which I think inspires a whole generation, a whole industry, and probably even beyond our industry. How you could imagine to operate your life in a way without the use of burning fossil fuels. To still be cold when you want to be cold, warm when you want to be warm, eat your dinners when you want to eat your dinners, put the light on when you want to put the light on. So without diminishing our everyday luxury experiences, comfort in a way, but without the idea of burning fossil fuels and emitting harmless emissions, but doing so by using the force of nature, by wind and sun and water. That, of course, is it's one of the strangest but arguably inspiring requests we probably ever got. But yeah, there are many more. I mean, Thermal was specifically designed to cross the Northwest Passage. We have whiskey tanks in the bottom of a boat for an Irish client, you know. Not a level, but equally inspiring.
Indeed, challenges small and big. I think that's again fun of doing what we do together with the team, trying to fulfill all these little and big dreams from our owners in their projects, in their journeys.
So innovation is in the core, and testing and prototyping is in the core of this company since day one. Technologically advancement, proper naval architecture here goes hand in hand with good design. I think that's the unique part of working at Vripack.
And the combination is very much focused on bringing value to the owner, value to the family. Either value on going sustainable around the world, or going into comfort, or going into great spaces, or getting a very efficient, cool build, getting out of a shipyard. Everything is related to value. And in that whole process, I think we're also really fond of educating the owner, explaining him the options, explaining him pros and cons, and also making him part of the decision-making process. So instead of saying, okay, this is what you should have, no, we will explain you for option A, B, C, D, pros and cons, and then you decide. So also that whole journey, that educational journey, is something which we love, but also our owners love. The owners who really commission a radical concept, who really fund that development, are also, we believe, extremely brave. Because there are plenty who are following the traditional route, but the clients who really appreciate and take the risk, just take the risk to commission something seriously out of the ordinary should also be praised.
There's certainly a place in our industry for far-reaching concepts. We're traditional enough as it is, so it's very welcome that there are far-reaching concepts. But I think we're living in very interesting times now, also with the integration of artificial intelligence, where it's really starting to become fantasy, maybe unreachable fantasies. Still, that could be interesting. But the point which indeed BART makes, I think, is very fair, is the context of those concepts are very important. Are they meant as a design exercise, as a study in shape and form? That's, I think, very interesting and cool and welcoming. Or are they really meant to be published as something you potentially could build? I think there you really also see the difference between proper yacht architecture, naval architecture, and a design exercise. It's an often asked question whether sailing is coming back or not. I think sailing never went, so it's interesting that does it come back or is it still here, right? So, but arguably, probably here within Vripack, we're a very good firm for this, because our exercise is exactly like this. I think sailing maybe is, I don't know, one number says 15%, the other 18, 12%, but it's that portion of our global industry. And it's also the portion of what we do, so yes, we do a sailing yacht, but there's 9 other motor yachts, which we also do, at the same time. And it's, I think, a reflection of the times. What for me always is very interesting in sailing yachts, and now being involved in a very big international team for Project Zero, is that there is innovation, but there's also a lot of lack of innovation in that particular shape of the market. And so it's very interesting to now watch what they're trying to do with foils to stabilize these boats, because one of the few comments really made by clients why they finally opt for a motorboat instead of a sailboat is often they don't like to live like this for 12 hours a day.
Yeah, we have a lot of experience with foiling, because we have been involved in solar boat races, foiling solar boat races already for 10, 15 years. There's a lot of potential for foiling, but especially on the smaller boats. On the smaller boats there will be a lot of potential for foiling.
Yeah, well, I think we currently see that in the research, the foils really can assist a lot to the comfort. And so we now have designed a boat which has kind of, I would say, a bow foil. So a foil, but it's all the way in the front of the boat, and it's intended to reduce the pitch of the boat. As well as with that, we can actually slowly reduce the roll a little bit as well, although that's more challenging. And because of the speed of the boat, the foil acts also as an accelerator of the speed of the boat. So you kind of reduce the fuel efficiency of the boat. So I don't see bigger yachts being lifted out of the water completely. That's a crazy concept. Foils are an essential part of the toolkit of a modern naval architect to apply on yachts. Yeah, the power of the signature of the architect, in our opinion, it's growing, and it will grow even further. If you look at significant architectural buildings, across the world, often they're known because the fact Zaha Hadid, Norman Foster, UN Studio, other architects have designed that. With the integration of naval architecture, so the technical part with design, I think the strength of that and the comprehensiveness of that only will grow in the future.
For some architects, they have a very distinctive line, a very recognizable line. And there it becomes a little bit easier to achieve that recognition of style. Yeah, but I agree with MARNIX that there will be more appreciation, more recognition of style upcoming, especially due to the underpinning, the holistic approach with the design and the naval architecture. Also because we see more and more focus on sustainability, and sustainability you can only embed when you underpin, when you approach it holistically.
We don't believe that sustainability itself is a choice or a dilemma or something. If you don't follow it, you need to sacrifice something because you want to go sustainable. You know, this is something we have the power with the whole team, and even all my colleagues, to design out of this world. We can create yachts, solutions, air conditioning, paint, teak alternatives, which can be applied purely from the design phase. So this is a design possibility, a huge design possibility, which our clients really embrace. They really are welcoming all these solutions, which kind of goes back to you have to do it from the design point of view, as well as you have to look at it from a total overview, because fuel is only, I mean, how many hours do we sail on a boat? Maybe 15%, 20%, you know? So
there's a lot of talk around all the fuel cells, etc., and fuel systems, but a lot of them are only bringing a solution in propulsion. But like MARNIX said, the boat is only so many times of the year sailing, and the rest is all at anchor or in port. So we really need to focus on the right mode of use. And what I also personally lack very much in the industry, that the sustainable solutions which are being handed are not being qualified and quantified. Everybody talks about, we have to do solar panels, but what does it bring? What does a solar panel bring? Is there other low-hanging fruit? Speaking of low-hanging fruit, there are an incredible amount of sustainability measures which you can implement this afternoon.
Yeah.
Not wait to tomorrow, not wait to next year, tomorrow, now. There's an incredible lot of low-hanging fruit which can be applied. And we should also focus on that. I think already from when I was very small, I grew up with boating. My parents had a boat, me and my sister had a boat. I started designing when I was, I believe, 12 years old, my first boat. Then went to naval architecture, joined Vripack as a trainee, and look here, 30 years later, I'm still here. Absolutely passionate about boats. My own passion is classic boats. I love the classic boat because the classic boat has the charm, it has also the simplicity, it has the huge functionality. Sure, the combination of the varnished wood and the bright white colors is something which I'm truly passionate about. And I think we share the same passion here in the team. The passion that the design is not the objective. The passion is that you make the design to create for the owner and his family, to make their dream come true. And to make their dream come true, to meet their objective, to travel, to experience, to go out there. For that you need a boat. And to have the boat you need the design. In the whole process we learned that it's absolutely key to listen. To really listen to the objective, and quite typically it's the objective behind the objective. There is the core reason for the boat. And if you're touching that layer, then you're on the right layer, and from there on you build up together with your client in the design journey.
So if I think about boating, I always think about the minute I walk to my marina and I step on board, my heartbeat takes another frequency. It follows for me always let's say the pattern of the waves and the beat of the waves. I could even not leave the harbor and just with my kids have a pizza in the cockpit, and still I would feel completely relaxed and open to the elements and nature. So for me that's very much connected to being relaxed with friends, with family, and just kind of lose an idea of time and just travel through the world.